Alrighty, gamers. My name is Michael SK, and wow, that actually kind of got everywhere. My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. This wasn't soda that I just opened, it was sparkling ice, but I wasn't expecting a lot of it to kind of splurt out at me. Anyways, yeah, we're back. We're back for the second to last chapter, and that will be Mayuri's chapter, or route, or whatever. And it is most definitely still here on the Alpha World line because this whole column over here has been nothing but pain. And by that I mean Alpha World line. The previous ones have been kind of like everywhere, like this was Alpha, but it had nothing to do with the fact that it was on Alpha. This was on fucking Uranus or some shit, and this was, I guess the same. Is that the Delta World line? Is that what 3 is? Or is it just all something different after 2? I actually cannot remember. Aura is always informing me of this, and I just can never remember. So it's kind of a mixed bag in all the other ones, especially with the first one also being on the Alpha World line and being a wake-up call that this has a serious tone to it. This will continue to ride the alpha tails, if you will. Eternal Polaris. You guys drive a Polaris? I don't. But do you guys drive a Prius? I most definitely do not. You will not catch me driving one of those, unless I am desperate and just really in a fuel economy mode. Last night I had a really happy dream for the first time in a long time. In my dream I went to Grandma's grave. Her memorial service is tomorrow, but my dream let me see her a day early. I roll Blue Upa around in my palm as I ask. Round ears and short legs, a little twisted tail. Upa's just so adorable. Just looking at him makes me feel so relaxed. He's every bit as adorable as all those other popular mascots. Down with Hikunya Shimiji-san. Come on. I can't pronounce that. That's a tongue twister. Kumamoman, you're the best, Upa. Maybe it's because I want to talk to Grandma about everything that's been going on lately. Mayushi used to tell Grandma everything, and she'd always listen to me and smile. Afterwards, she'd always let me eat some of her homemade dango. Grandma is Mayushi's very best friend. That doesn't change, okay, just because she's up in the sky now. It hasn't changed. Yeah, that's a little better. And it won't ever change. Like, any of these companies can hire an average Joe like me for, These, like, producers and whatever, the people behind the localizations, they can hire some average Joes, like myself, to proofread and make sure that these sentences are grammatically correct. I did hear some things where it's like, oh, no, they have to be like this in order to maintain, like, a strict flow of the story and exactly how everything is happening. But that literally makes no sense in this case. I don't know. It's just kind of silly that there's just been a ridiculous amount of mistakes for this visual novel, for which I did pay money for. I'm always ranting in these. There's a lot of references here, and I'm not getting them. In the dream, Mayushi said goodbye to Mom and the others and went to Grandma's grave alone after the memorial service. But then Okarin appeared too. It surprised me, but it also made me really happy. It feels like we haven't been talking a lot lately, so I was feeling a little lonely. I must have been thinking about how I wanted to see Okarin too. After putting Blue Upa back in his usual spot, I open my diary on my desk. I try to write only good memories in my diary. That way, when I feel sad or lonely, I can open up my diary and read about happy things. That makes me feel a little better. But I don't make myself write every day. Sometimes Mayushi only writes once a week or even once a month. But when I have good dreams, I try to write them down. These days, I keep having scary nightmares, so I haven't written about dreams in a long time.
夢の中で一足先におばあちゃんのお墓参りに行ってきた。そしたらなんとびっくり。神がかったタイミングでオカリンがやってきて。
I write down my memory of my dream in my diary. Mayushi didn't tell Okarin about visiting Grandma, so I was a little surprised. Wow, I said, how did you know I was here? And then Okarin said something like, I always know where my hostage is. They really are in sync. It made me kind of, no, it made me really happy.
オカリンとも久々にたっぷりお話できたし、お墓参りの後、いつも食べてたお団子も一緒に食べることができたし、昔と何もかもが同じで懐かしかった。お団子はおばあちゃんを思い出すから、ちょっぴり悲しい味がするけれど、それでもやっぱり懐かしくて美味しかったと。あの夢、まさ夢になるといいのにな。
Yeah, I never had the same dream twice, but where my Clanad homies at? You feeling pretty nostalgic about hearing about Dango? Until I started high school, Okarin always came to visit Grandma's grave with me. I remember those visits. The dango we ate in the dream were the same ones Okarin and I ate together. They tasted exactly the same and were super delicious. The flavor reminded me of the ones Grandma used to make. I can't forget to eat some after Grandma's memorial service tomorrow.
オカリンって不思議。いつでもマユシーが元気がないとそれとなく励ましてくれるし、最近じゃマユシーの夢の中でも出ずっぱりだし。
These days, whenever I have a nightmare, Okarin always shows up in my dream to try to help me. But whenever Okarin appears, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. It makes me sad.
昔からオカリンはマユシーのことを見守っていてくれてたけど、夢にまで出ずっぱりっていうのはさすがにどうなのかな。マユシーがオカリンに頼りすぎってことなのかな。オカリンは優しすぎるから。
He may be a super shy tsundere and have a bad case of Chinubio. Wow, even Mayuri is fully aware. But Okarin's actually very, very kind. If you spend a lot of time with him, you can tell. When Grandma died and Mayushi couldn't even talk because of the shock, Okarin always looked out for and supported me. Just being around him feels really relaxing and comforting. I always wished that Okarin would be there beside me forever.
オカリンは夢の中でマユシーはこのままでいいって何も変わらずにいてくれって言ってくれてたけど。
I think Okarin would say that in real life too.
だけどやっぱりその言葉に甘えっぱなしじゃダメだよね。
I sigh, poking at the heads of my Upas.
マユシーはオカリンの重荷になりたくないから。
Lately, it seems like Okarin has a very big problem that he's been keeping to himself. And I think the cause probably has something to do with me. Because sometimes Okarin will stare at my face for a while, he'll look reassured for a second, but then his face darkens with pain. Whenever I see Okarin do that, my chest hurts and makes it hard to breathe.
オカリンは優しすぎだから、時々ものすごく申し訳ないなって気になっちゃうよ。
Okay, so, not to, trail off track here, but we definitely are going to. Look at this room. Like, I don't think we've been in Mayuri's room ever. I could be totally wrong. But what's with all the mushrooms? It's really off-putting for the obvious reason. And then you've got the frog from the chaos stuff. I don't know if the other stuff is supposed to be a reference to the other games or maybe even something totally separate. I want to say that duck over there on the left, on the bottom shelf, is a rip-off Psyduck. I could be totally wrong, and that snowman is just a Jack Frost rip-off or something. I don't know. It could be anything. I could just be way off course here. Who knows? I know that I'm a really heavy burden to Okarin, but I don't know why. It just makes me sad that I can't do anything. I've tried to ask him the reason, but when I did, it seemed like he didn't want me asking, so I decided against it.
ねえ、おばあちゃん。
I was wondering when my dogs were going to start howling in the background. I closed my eyes and put my ear to Pockety, a keepsake pocket watch from Grandma. The ticking of the watch is like Grandma's heartbeat. Doing this makes me feel so calm. It makes me feel like Grandma's always right there, ready to listen to me.
やっぱりマユシーはいつまでもオカリンの人質でいちゃダメだよね。いつか卒業しなくちゃ。わかってるんだ、本当は。だけど。
At the end of my diary entry, I write down graduate from hostagehood in small letters. But when I see those words, I start to get really scared. I quickly erase them. A way to graduate from being Okarin's hostage. Well, I've thought of one way. But if possible, I'd rather do anything else.
他に何かいい方法を探さなくちゃ。きっといい方法が見つかるはず。
When I look up to the night sky from the open window, I look for the same star I always do. I found it right away. Because that star is always in the same spot. Polaris, the star that shines brightly in the northern skies. When I look up at Polaris, always twinkling in the same place, I start to relax. I wish Mayushi could be just like it, and never have to change. Today is a very important day. Grandma's memorial service is being held. But since the ceremony is in the evening, Mayushi stopped by Kamima with Kaede-chan and Fubuki-chan bright and early in the morning. Kaede-chan, Fubuki-chan, and I are part of something like a cosplay club. Making costumes is Mayushi's specialty, the other girls just wear them. Nothing wrong with that, you gotta have your sort of clique. This year, Kamima is just as busy and intense as ever. If anything, Kaede-chan and Fubuki-chan's cosplay is even more popular than last year. They're surrounded by protagographers, I'm sorry. Seeing the two of them wearing Mayushi's handmade cosplays and surrounded by photographers, wait a minute, with their shutters clicking nonstop made me proud to have worked so hard. But I can't get my mind off of Okarin. It was hard to stay focused on Kamima. So I left early than I expected to, and headed to the station, pulling my cart full of merchandise along with me. In my other hand was a bouquet of lilies I just bought at the florist. And they're for Grandma's memorial service.
すっごく綺麗。いい匂い。おばあちゃん、喜んでくれるかな。
When I visit her grave by myself, I only take one flower, but I upgrade to a bouquet for ceremonies. Flowers are surprisingly expensive, and even between my allowance and pay, I don't have enough money to buy nice flowers. I can only do this because mom and dad are my sponsors. When I'm an adult and start making real money, Mayushi wants to bring grandma a bouquet of flowers that takes both hands to carry. I want to do that someday.
いつか
Once I graduate high school and then graduate university, I try thinking about what comes next. I see a businessman dressed in a suit hurrying into a building and try to imagine, okay, myself wearing a suit like that. You know, sometimes I get in a flow and everything with reading this all aloud, and then the game fucks me over.
あんまり似合わないような気がするかな。
An adult me. I can't even imagine that yet. At school, they gave us career path guidance forms, but none of it feels real to me. What kind of adult will Mayushi become? What kind of job will I have? Will I be an office worker? Who's to say? Kaede. Mayuri-chan, you didn't seem very cheerful at Kamima today. Are you okay? Did you work too hard making all the cosplay? Be careful of heat stroke. Thank you for always making such wonderful outfits. Because of you, the Sengoku Sabara Kasuga costume, was a big hit. There were a lot of low anglers, but I gave them plenty of fan service. I'll be sure to treat you to a Castle Siege parfait at the Sengoku Butler Cafe. Great work, I mean it, have a good rest. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. Sorry for worrying you, Kaede-chan. I get totally immersed in making new cosplay, and then I don't even realize when I'm overworking myself. Okay. A Kasuga cosplay, it would be hard for most cosplayers to pull off, but you have a great figure, Kaede-chan. It really fit so well, it was so sexy that even my heart was racing. Okay. That name sounds incredible. Is there really a parfait like that? Mayushi bets it's delicious, thanks. You know, let's go with the first one. I think it's Mayuri-esque. You know, maybe just working a little too hard on something she likes. Will I even be good at my job? What will the other lab members be doing by then? What's gonna happen to the lab?
マユシーはみんなといつまでも一緒に仲良くがいいな。
I'm sure it would be impossible to spend every day together like we do now. But I hope that even when I'm an adult, the lab members can get together and have another of Okarin's whatever table meetings. Oh, it's Ferris.
てってるー、マユシーです。マユシー、助けてほしいにゃ。フェリスちゃん、どうしたの？お店、やっぱり忙しいのかな？そうなのにゃ。今日に限ってミーニャンが休養でバイトに来れなくなっちゃって大ピンチなのにゃ。ランチタイム、マユシーの手も借りたいほどの忙しさなのにゃ。組まで忙しいのは重々承知の上での頼みにゃ。
Oh, it's not only that.
そうなんだ。マユシーなら大丈夫だよ。ちょうどよかったかも。コミマ早めに切り上げてきたからお手伝いしに行った方がいい？うにゃー。そうしてもらえるとものすごく助かるにゃ。持つべきものはマユシーにゃ。せっかくのお休みにゃのに悪いけど頼めるかにゃ。もちろんだにゃ。コミマの上京組の人たちが押しかけてきてものすごく忙しい時なのに無理言ってお休みをもらっているんだもん。これぐらい当然だよ。めちゃくちゃ助かるにゃ。ランチタイムを乗り切れば多分なんとかなるにゃ。ちょっとだけお願いできるかにゃ。それじゃあ超特急で向かうね。30分ぐらいで着くよ。かたじけないにゃ。
Alrighty, time to go to work.
今は悩んでる暇もないくらい忙しい方がちょうどいいかもだね。
You know, sometimes it do be like that, actually. Otherwise, I won't be able to stop thinking about Okarin. I pretend to roll up my sleeves to get myself pumped up, and then pulling my cart along with me, I make a run for the station. I hurry back to Akiba, and to Mei Queen Nyan Nyan. Oh, we have mail.
すごい行列。
Okay. Yeah, you worked really hard. The cosplay was really well made, down to the little details. Goddamn rapping. I totally understand getting immersed in something you like and losing track of time. I can't stop myself when I think about Busho Kapu either. Damn weebs, am I right? I couldn't even see the end of the line starting at the entrance of Main Queen Nyan Nyan. I can feel an intense passion radiating from all of the customers, or rather masters. If they're this passionate, I need to be too. I enter the cafe from the rear entrance, and once I change into my uniform, I put on a big smile and skip out into the hall.
てってれー、まゆしーにゃんにゃん、お待たせにゃん。にゃー、まゆしー、待ってたにゃー。
With tears in her eyes, Ferris-chan leaps into my arms to hug me. She reminds me of a real purring cat jumping into my lap. Compared to the air-conditioned cafe, Ferris-chan's body is warm and soft. It feels nice. But when she hugs me, I feel like the masters are watching us very closely. Or am I imagining things? Yeah, just definitely imagining that. Some of them are yelling stuff like it's too much. But Mayushi's not too much at all.
本当に助かるにゃん。さすがまゆしーはフェイリスと前世で義兄弟ならぬ義姉妹の契約を交わした盟友だけあるにゃん。義姉妹？ああ、マリア様の言う通りのスールみたいなのにゃ。
Again, another reference I'll never get because I don't read the tips.
そうにゃん。
And I never will.
それじゃあフェリスちゃんはマユシーのお姉様にゃ。そうそう、お姉様にゃ。ぬふふ、マユシー、リボンが曲がってるにゃん。
Mimicking a famous scene from It's Just As Maria Says, Ferris-chan fixes the ribbon on my maid outfit.
お姉様は何でもお見通しにゃ。
As she tied my ribbon, Ferris-chan stares at me from below. Ferris-chan's large eyes sparkle with light. It makes me feel as if she really can read me, and I can't help but look away. Ferris-chan's so smart and has really good intuition, so...
マユシー、何かあったにゃ。
Uh-oh, she really is sharp.
なんでもないにゃ。そっかにゃ。何か悩み事があるならお姉様にゃんにいつでも相談してにゃ。
She gives me another big hug. I really don't stand a chance against Ferris-chan.
ありがとう。とりあえず今だけは悩みとか忘れて元気いっぱいご主人様たちにご奉仕するにゃ。そうしたら元気も出てくるにゃ。ご主人様たちから元気を分けてもらうにゃ。吸い取るにゃ。
Alright. You can suck my energy from me. Lovely. Fantastic. Some of the masters raise their fists and holler.
そうだね。頑張るにゃん。さないきにゃ。
As if propped up by Ferris-chan's top-class smile, my strained smile becomes a real one too. Ferris-chan's always so powerful and bright. She gives energy to everyone around her. If someone's feeling down, she notices right away and pulls them into her own world to give them strength. I hope Mayushi can be like Ferris-chan one day. I hope I, am never like her. Like, I guess determination, sure. Personality, no.
あれ、もうランチタイムおし
Surprised by Ferris-chan's words, I look at the clock. It's already past 1:30 p.m. Last call for lunch orders is already over. Most days it felt like time ticked by so slowly, but this lunchtime went by like a whirlwind. Things were so busy it felt like my head was spinning. In fact, I think it might have been. I was so busy that I lost track of what I'd been doing halfway through. My mind started to wander as I drew an endless series of pictures and messages on the master's omelets. If someone handed me a bottle of ketchup right now, I think I'd automatically start drawing something.
ランチタイムが一番の修羅場にゃ。ここを乗り切ったら、あとはもう大丈夫にゃ。あとはフェリスに任せるにゃ。
ありがとう。こんなに忙しい時にお休みもらっちゃってなんだかごめんね。
I would never be sorry for this shit, guys. Like, if you decide to take off a day that is more than likely going to be busy for, you know, something for fun, something important, whatever. Like take time for yourself, recuperate, have fun, take care of responsibilities, do whatever. And remember, pay time off. It's totally cool for whenever a game comes out that you're really passionate for. Just make sure it's not like every fucking week or some shit like that. Like, know your limitations and make sure you take care of yourself. And God bless America.
ちゃんとコミマ期間特別手当出てるし。
What?
そっか。
まゆし、だいぶ元気出てきたにゃ。
フェリスちゃん、ありがとう。
悩みには体を動かすのがよく効くにゃ。あとは悩みの根元をガツンと立つことにゃ。
悩みの根元を立つ？
悩みの原因となってる相手と腹割ってガチで話すだけにゃ。
ガチ？
自分一人で解決できる悩みなんてそんなに多くないにゃ。
確かにそうかも。こうかもしれない、ああかもしれないって想像するしかできなくて。
そうそう、想像は想像でしかないにゃ。だから悩みが長引くにゃ。
そっか。
それじゃあ頑張ってにゃ。お疲れ様にゃ。
ありがとう。
She has a point. I've been talking less and less with Okarin lately. Maybe Ferris-chan is right. Maybe I should have a good long talk with Okarin soon. I felt like I'd begun to see part of a solution to this problem. So I just gotta throw out the question, when is Mayuri slated to die? Like, it's always gonna be different. The Alpha World line is a mysterious one sometimes. Really surprised me with Moika's route. Okay, we will end today's episode with that. Thank you all for watching. I am excited to see where this can go because Mayuri is a very interesting character and a fan favorite for sure. And I was gonna throw this out later, or earlier. I was gonna throw this out at some point. I was not a strong believer of Mayuri having strong romantic feelings for Okabe, for the two of them to really be a good, you know, hook or whatever. But obviously that all changed after the events of My Darling's Embrace. My whole opinion has changed, so I have a better grasp and an idea of how Mayuri feels for Okabe just in general. It's very world changing on the perspective of the Steins Gate universe. I don't know why I was very, I guess, abstinent on thinking that, oh no, it's only just a strong friendship. No, it can be more. There's a lot behind it too, and that should be obvious. So excited to see where this will go, to see what will happen, what the underlying goal will be in this route, especially from Mayuri's perspective, and I think it'll be a good time. Thank you all again for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.